Good morning, my darlings. This is a very glamorous start to the vlog indeed. Not. I have got on my gold Clé de Peau revitalizing face mask, and I've also just popped in one of the Philip Kingsley vitamin C jellies because I hadn't washed my hair in about 4 days and we've had a lot of evenings by the fire. My hair smelled really smoky and had just a lot of product, a lot of dry shampoo. I did an IGTV for the Philip Kingsley jelly. They're basically these little sachets. I have raved about these on YouTube before. These little sachets that you mix together with some water in a little pot, which it actually comes with, and it turns into a jelly. And then the vitamin C, which is obviously really cleansing. It just gives your hair the most amazing deep clean, and I just have the best hair days after I use this. So I thought, it's Monday morning, let's have a nice little pamper. So I've got 5 to 10 minutes to wait while both my face mask and my hair mask do their job, and then I'm gonna have a lovely shower and get this week off to a great start. I already did a very tough Peloton. I saw Charlie faffing about with the Peloton while I was doing my warm-up, and I was thinking, what is he doing? And he was basically lining me up with his favorite instructor, who's a lady called Hannah Frankson, and she does HIIT and hill workouts, 30 minutes. It was definitely the toughest Peloton that I've done, so I'm in need of a little bit of a pamper, a little bit of luxuriousness to start off the week, and I'll catch up with you when I'm looking a little bit more presentable. Okay, looking a little bit more presentable now. I have just been trying on some new-ish bits of makeup and skincare, having a little bit of a play around, and I'm really liking how this looks. It's quite a soft, natural makeup look for me. Whenever I come up in here, it's usually a bit of an experimentation morning, but I'm not filming any other videos than this vlog today, so it seemed like a good opportunity to experiment. I have been watching the YouTube channel. It's called Mapperton Live, and it's basically the son and his wife of the, is it the Earl? I think the Earl, the Duke of Sandwich. It is, they call it Britain's finest stately home, and it's down in Dorset, and it's basically like following their journey as they maintain this house, and it is really interesting. Episode 1 is what I'm watching now, half-hour episodes, and she is just talking about, as an American, discovering an Aga. I feel like that's what Charlie and I were talking about in our last vlog, so really fun to watch. Let me show you what beauty products I have been using this morning. So I popped this on first. This, I didn't actually realise that this was a new version, but Sarah Chapman Skinesis Skin Insurance. This has always been one of my favourite facial SPFs. It's SPF 50, and their original one, which I absolutely adore, has a bit of a tint to it, but this one is the invisible version, and I was very pleased to see that it, yes, I have to have a hair bubble around my camera right now because I've dropped it so many times. But sometimes with SPFs, it can be white on your face for quite a long time, whereas this literally was invisible, and it's SPF 50, so that was fantastic. Then I used my Clé de Peau Radiant Fluid Foundation, which is also SPF 25, and it's a really nice foundation for building up coverage. I didn't put too much on today, just going for a nice light makeup look, and I popped it on with my Guerlain makeup brush. My lovely terracotta bronzer from Guerlain, just a really beautiful light bronze. It's also got some pinky tones in there, absolutely love that. I tried out the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara. Probably would give that only a 6 out of 10. I don't feel like it's particularly lengthened or separated my lashes, so yeah, that would be a bit of a miss from me. I popped the Code 8 Seamless Cover Concealer. This is in a really nice, application. So it's this little sponge under my eyes, and it's really lovely and creamy, very illuminating. Good coverage under the eyes. Did crease a tiny bit to begin with, but now that I have patted it out, spread it out a little bit better, it seems to be absolutely perfect. And then this beautiful balm. This is the Code 8 AM to PM. It's like a crayon, and this is the shade. This is the shade Spin City. It's just a beautiful, very delicate pink. Originally, I popped it on just as a balm, and then I went in with a Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat lip liner and reapplied this after finishing my makeup, and it's just given a little bit more colour and definition. It's just a really lovely kind of petal pink, really nice for spring. And then just usual brow products, and I tried out the Glowing Beauty Instant Look of Love in a palette from Charlotte Tilbury. This is a slightly deeper one. I've popped the lighter one straight in my travel bag. Today is May the 17th, which is the day that we're officially allowed to go to friends' houses, stay at friends' houses. We're allowed to eat indoors at restaurants, so a very exciting day. I don't actually have any stays planned, but I thought I would pack the other one of these into my travel makeup bag anyway. So I used the number 1 eye brighten, this one here on my eyelids. I used the cheek colour, which is a really beautiful pop of pink, quite an intense pink, but I just went for a really nice kind of spring makeup look. And then the face powder. I'm a big fan of these palettes. Great for on the go, great for in your handbag. And I'm just about to do something with my hair. Not sure what. Let's have a look in at the drawer. I think I'm actually going to give my hair a couple of days off heat. I have been double styling in some instances, so using my straighteners or my curlers twice between washes. So I think actually it's not looking too bad at the moment. It's looking nice and glossy, especially after I used the Philip Kingsley this morning, so I'm gonna leave it. But I do have a couple of nice new dresses to share with you, and I'm hoping that at some point today another one is going to arrive. I was putting together a little edit for my blog and newsletter and Instagram of my favourite Amazon dresses. If you saw to the end of the last vlog, Charlie and I placed a humongous Amazon order for garden stuff, and I also added in a couple of dresses as well because I can't resist. I'm currently wearing my current favourite Amazon dress. So if you have been keeping up with all the vlogs, you'll know that I have found some incredible dresses in the same silhouette lately, and it's this beautiful smocking around the bodice, the slightly voluminous puff sleeves. I love the square neckline. And this one, which I would say is actually my all-time favourite, has got this daisy embroidery on it. It is so beautiful, and I'm going to style it. I also have some new bits you'll see behind me here. I did also place a Net-a-Porter order, so I have some gorgeous new bits from my summer wardrobe to share with you. I'm definitely going to do a little bit of a try on of these bits for you later on as well. But I was very much inspired by Victoria in the Fro. I saw that she did a Net-a-Porter order and ordered herself a pair of these shoes from Loewe, and I thought they looked absolutely gorgeous, so I'm going to give them a try with this dress. I think it'll look gorgeous with a basket bag as well, so let's see how they look. I'm actually not 100% sure on the shoes. The dress, of course, I love. I have had this for a couple of weeks. Not going to be returned, that is for sure. But okay, from this angle, they actually look really cute. And to be fair, overall, I think they are incredibly cute indeed. If I give you a little close-up, you can see it's like a cotton material. This is actually, I can't tell if it's rubber or wood, and then the espadrille style at the bottom. But something that as a fairly short-legged person I do find quite unflattering is when there's something that goes across my ankle, which essentially makes your legs look as though they stop here. Whereas if you have an open section here, or this bit here is a little bit more similar in tone to your skin color, it gives the illusion of much longer legs, because the illusion is that your leg just continues. So actually, if we look in the mirror, I do feel that they look a little bit leg cutting off-ish. Let me pop you on a tripod and you might be able to see what I'm seeing a little bit more clearly. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure how well you can see that, but Yeah, not entirely sure if they are super flattering or if my leg is chopped off a tiny bit, so please let me know your thoughts down below on the shoes. The dresses on Amazon, the really good ones, sell out so quickly, so I definitely recommend make sure you're following me on Instagram, because as soon as I see them, not just when it arrives, I tend to share on my Instagram stories. So on that note, I'm going to pop a few things on the screen here that I have just ordered, and they've got maybe like 5 to 10 day delivery date on them. Obviously a lot of the dresses that I do order from Amazon come on Prime, so sometimes they come next day. Like the one that I'm hoping is going to arrive later, I literally ordered at 7 p.m. last night. But I've also ordered, along similar lines to these Loewe shoes, actually, a pair of straw espadrille type sandals, and I think they will be amazing for summer holidays. I think they'll look really lovely with all of these dresses. Also this yellow dress with this gorgeous kind of knot detail in the middle, I think that'll be a really nice day dress for summer special occasions, lunches, things like that. What else? I think there's another blue dress coming. I'll pop that on the screen here as well. What I'm going to do is leave a link down below to a little edit of my favorite bits that are currently on Amazon, and hopefully you can also bookmark that, because I will try to keep adding to it. But I do have one more, a little bit different in style to this one, which just arrived, and I know that you guys are gonna love it. Okay, so here we have another incredible find from Amazon. I could not believe it when I saw this, and especially not at the price that I paid for this. As you can see, I'm a little bit self-conscious of the low V, so I might just add a little tuck in the material here. But I have purchased dresses of this pretty much exact same style and silhouette in years gone by and paid about 5 times the price, so this is absolutely incredible. It's that really nice lightweight material, so it feels like if you wanted to wear this on a really warm summer's day, if you're a bit more comfortable with your arms covered, for example, you still don't feel like you've got some really heavy fabric on you. It's super duper lightweight. This really gorgeous, can you see this like ruffle detail going along the edges, almost like a leopard print kind of style fabric. Beautiful slight puff on the shoulders, ruffle detail here on the sleeves, and then it goes down into this gorgeous little lightweight, easy breezy summer dress. Kind of in some ways reminds me of that Forever New dress that I tried in one of my recent videos. Yeah, I definitely just need to pop a stitch in there. And dresses like this I think style so nicely with a cute little basket bag. And I also found this on Amazon, so this has got these sweet little pom-poms on it, and yet it's actually a pretty roomy bag. Just a cute little one if you are popping for lunch, to the park with friends, whatever. I think it's just absolutely gorgeous. So those are my wonderful little discoveries from Amazon. Let me show you this full length. So you can see it's got a beautiful little silhouette cinching you in at the waist, and then a very delicate little kind of tiered fluted ruffles on the skirt finishing just above the knee. So pretty, and yeah, I think it looks absolutely gorgeous with little pom-pom bags. So I'll leave all of these Amazon bits linked down below. Now I do have some other bits to share with you, and I'm really keen to get your thoughts on one thing in particular. It's not going to be the ideal time to show it to you because I'm not doing anything with my hair, but I have at least two weddings to attend this summer, which is very exciting indeed, both of which I can wear a hat to. I always like to check with the bride that they don't mind if I wear a hat, because some brides want it to be a little bit more informal, but both of them were like, yes, absolutely. So this is the hat that I have purchased, hopefully for my summer weddings. I might try styling it now with a little bit of an updo. I think this could look really chic with a little chignon, a little bun. I might pop on a different outfit because I would say that this is probably a little bit casual as a wedding outfit. What do you guys think about wearing 2 pieces to weddings, as in like a top and skirt instead of a dress? Because I have a gorgeous, I think it's Mara Hoffman set that I didn't actually have in mind for weddings, but I'm going to pop that on so we can get more of a vibe of the look. And then yeah, I would really love your opinions on this. Before I take this dress off, I forgot to show you the back detail. So you've got this really big open expanse of the back, and then you've got the ruffles going all the way around, and don't know if you'll be able to see, oh, I haven't even done it up properly. It's quite challenging to do by yourself, but there's these 3 little pearl buttons, which I just think are so pretty. Okay, my darlings. First of all, I have to give a humongous 5 gold stars, hats off to Mara Hoffman for this, because the design and the construction of this ensemble is just absolute perfection. The way that this, I mean, it's such an unusual silhouette. It's a top and a skirt, and I have never seen a top with this kind of silhouette before. It is quite tight on my bodice. In fact, both pieces I probably do need to size up, especially during weddings. You know, you want to move around, be able to enjoy lots of food, and I feel held together. I don't feel restricted because obviously my tummy is here and the waist belt is higher, so maybe it's okay. But let me know if you think this looks a little bit too tight on me. The neckline, I honestly have never seen a neckline quite like this before. It almost looks as though you've got a jacket on. It's kind of like a bolero or bolero. I'm gonna say bolero because Spanish don't have extra pronunciation on any of their vowels. So if you had a bolero jacket on, it has this kind of look to it. I could probably go braless. I have got a little strapless bra on right now. I didn't manage to do up all the buttons myself at the back, but it has got, you can see this almost looks like the bodice, and then a slightly more voluminous sleeves. It's got these 3 little buttons at the top. And if you have a normal to long bodice, it would be a little bit of a crop. You might be able to see a little bit of your tummy, but where I am quite petite, the top and the skirt together just end up looking like a dress. And so this is how it looks full length. It is a long, I would call this a maxi skirt. Again, if you're taller, maybe a midi skirt, but this silhouette for me is just the absolute dream, and I would 100% wear this as a wedding guest. I think I'm going to order both pieces in the size up just to compare. This is size 00. Yeah, I'm definitely going to order the size up. I love that it's got the pockets. And then footwear wise, I have popped on my usual favourites. These are the Castagna wedges. In my opinion, they are the best wedding guest shoes, especially if they, of course, if they work with your outfit, because they're so comfortable. They give you a bit of height, and where they're an espadrille, if you're walking on grass, for example, you're not going to get your heel stuck. So what I'm going to do is do a little chignon. I have a feeling this is one of those outfits that actually looks way better in real life than it does in the mirror, because what I'm seeing in the camera is just not quite as fabulous as how this looks in real life. Have to say, I always feel a lot more comfortable, especially at events, with my hair tied up. So if I can find an outfit that I feel like I still look glamorous in with my hair tied up, and with the addition potentially of a hat, then that for me is an absolute winner for these weddings. It's got a lot of tags on it, which is going to make it a little bit challenging, but I'm going to have a little play around in the mirror and see how I can get this to look. Oh my goodness. Now, some people are going to think this is absolutely ridiculous, but I have to say, I do actually really like this. I think it will most definitely look better with my hair down, but I do love how this looks. This is just absolutely gorgeous. I'm a little bit dazzled because I've got the ring light behind the camera, so it's not so easy to see, but I love this little section up here. This I always feel is my bad side. I would never pose for a picture on this side, so it's a little bit of a shame that the beautiful bit, oh, I wonder if I could literally just turn it around, but then it'll be at the front, so that's not going to work, is it? No, has to be that way round. What's this? I mean, it's very comfortable, that is for sure. What do you guys think? Am I being a little bit crazy? I can never tell. I think for a wedding, I would probably add some loose waves to my hair. I've chosen a really bad time to not apply any heat to my hair, haven't I? But I think it does look better with the hair down, because then you get a little bit of the hair, whereas if your hair is tied up, then you kind of look a little bit hairless, but with a big hat on. So yeah, maybe I would do hair down, just some nice loose waves, maybe even curl my hair the day before and let them relax a little bit, so you just have almost like a Hollywood wave. Let me know if you would like a little bit of like a wedding guest beauty video. Fun fact, my most viewed ever video here on YouTube, I think still to this day, is a wedding guest get ready with me, which I'm not even going to link down below because it's embarrassingly old and not a video that I think is that great. But yeah, I actually would 100% wear this to a wedding. I would feel wonderful. I think the glamour and the beauty of the hat, paired with the fact that this is essentially a linen material and you can wear your hands in your pockets and feel a bit more casual. I like this. I think this is a very strong contender. Okay, so I actually just ended up getting a little bit carried away after trying on that dress, and I filmed an entire reel since we last spoke. I did a wedding guest dress reel. I'm probably going to post it this afternoon, so it will be up, so go and have a little look. Leave a white heart in the comments if you came to the reel from this video. Now, I think this one might cause a little bit of controversy. I personally would be thrilled if someone wore something like this to my wedding. I would much rather someone wore something like this to wearing a really dark outfit. I'd love to know your thoughts on giving your guests a dress code, and if it would be weird to say please wear light colours, but I would personally really potentially like to do that. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. So I would love someone to wear this, but I can understand why some brides or some people that traditionally think that you shouldn't go anywhere near creams or whites at weddings might find it a little bit tongue-in-cheek, let's say. But it's a beautiful needle and thread gown, beautiful kind of ruffle details. I love the shape of this, and yeah, I personally think it is the perfect wedding guest outfit, but I predict a little bit of controversy on the reel. So yeah, just thought I'd quickly show you this before I get changed, and now let me show you the dress that I'm possibly most excited about from my Net-a-Porter order. Okay, so this is obviously not one that you'd be able to wear to a wedding because it is full-on white, but it is, in my opinion, quite possibly the most spectacular summer dress that I have tried on this season. It is from Zimmermann, which does send shivers down my spine when it comes to their new pricing. They have definitely put their prices up a little bit, but I feel like you can tell why. So for example, let me come up and show you closely. The detail on this puff sleeve is like a hand embroidered beautiful wildflower garden, and then the same detail is also at the bottom of the dress, and the bottom of the dress is a scalloped scallop. So let me try and show you in more detail. It's basically scalloped all the way around, so it's got like a big scallop, and then within the big scallops you also have smaller scallops which are finished off in a pink thread, and it is just so lovely. Length and silhouette, it feels absolutely gorgeous. It's a very me length, a very me silhouette. The sleeves are ultra voluminous. This with a, where are all my basket bags? I'll grab the Amazon pom-pom one. This with a cute little basket bag, again with the castagna wedges. I would probably wear my hair down with this just to get a little bit more of a bohemian vibe, but we know that my hair is not doing anything exciting today. The neckline is unusual. It's quite square, and then it's got this swoop over the boob area. Potentially I might have preferred it if it didn't have this dip. I don't really like to show too much cleavage or lack of, but I can definitely look past it, especially given how gorgeous. I think the skirt part of this dress is my favourite, and it does also have these little pockets. I've actually got an afternoon tea date later on this week with a girlfriend, and I feel like this is the perfect outfit of the day for that. Now I've got a doctor's appointment in 20 minutes, so I need to go in 5 minutes, and I'm going to quickly whiz on the final two dresses from my order to show you. Well, this is rather gorgeous. It is the most beautiful, simple silhouette, essentially just a plain dress with darts and panels in all the right places, very tight fitting on the bodice, and then a slight, well, it's not even an A-line, it's just like a continuation column silhouette of the skirt. I do really like this ruffle detail here on the sleeves, and it's a raw cut. They've left the fabric a little bit frayed on the edges, square neckline, and the material I absolutely love. Again, very English country garden party, that kind of style. But my only problem with this is the slit in the leg. It comes up so high, it just kind of takes away a little bit of the demureness of this dress. So let me know what you think. I think it looks great with the castagna wedges, but I mean, even when I stand here, you can see how high the slit is, and yeah, I mean, that's crotch level. Okay, I actually feel like this one would be an amazing wedding guest dress, especially if it's on a really warm summer's day. This pistachio colour I think is very nice and light. It's very much not cream or white in any way. No pockets, very elegant and classic in its silhouette. Almost ticking that bralette trend, almost, in this kind of style bodice, and a very demure length. I feel like this is an absolute people pleaser for a wedding guest outfit. Shall we see how it looks with... I just think the hat makes everything look better. I feel like it just smartens up all the outfits. I feel like the hat is going to be somewhat of a Marmite product, but let me know your thoughts to the dresses and the hat down below. I've got a dash. Hopefully by the time I get back, my blue dress from Amazon might have arrived, so stay tuned and I will see you shortly. Back from my appointments, and I've come down to the garden. I have noticed that a few of my cosmos in the greenhouse have started to flower. How beautiful is that? So I thought I would plant them out in this little area here. A little bit empty with everything else in bloom all around it. Definitely want to get this area looking nice and tidy so that when the peonies come out, it's all looking beautiful down here. So we've got a few different cosmos, a white one over there, a couple of pinks, and some which are just in bloom. I think it's nice to do just an hour or so at the end of each day down in the garden to unwind after work. Joined me down here at the bottom of the garden, but he's not too impressed because we now have chicken wire all around the perimeter, so nobody can escape. That's right, Dexy. How do you feel about that, young man? Obviously it's not super attractive, but luckily this laurel hedge will start to grow through and it'll get enveloped in the hedge before too long. We have 3 new trees here as well. I can't off the top of my head remember exactly what they are, but again, just to add some screening down here at the bottom. We've had quite a lot of days where it's been super sunny, then super rainy, sunny, then rainy, sunny, then rainy, and it has done amazing things down here in the wildflower meadow. We now have some really beautiful pink flowers growing through the grass, as well as lots of little buttercups. It's starting to look absolutely magical down here. So just a little update down here. I'm doing a kind of experiment with these cloche covers. So as you can see, I've popped this cloche over the top of one of my spinach plants, and I'm going to see if that grows any better to the ones which are out in the open. Same with this lettuce. You can see the lettuce that was in the cloche has done so much better. In fact, I think we can snack on that this weekend. And then I've also covered half of my... can't actually remember what these are, but we'll be able to find out soon. Half of these are covered in the cloche and half of them are just out in the open. So far my broccoli hasn't been nibbled since I put the cages on, which is great. Beans are doing exceptionally well. And then I have just been filling in lots of the gaps here. So you can see my new peonies. These are actually the ones which were little stems that fell off the main peony plant, and I popped them in some root growth hormone, and they are still looking pretty good. So hopefully they'll reroot. And then I've got lots of cosmos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cosmos that I've popped down here. And then finally, oh, another peony as well. And then this here is actually the seed paper that I got from, I think it came from Lumine, and I'm guessing this is lots of different plants, but I actually didn't want to tear the seed paper up because all the roots were quite matted together, so I've just popped it as one down here, and let's hope for the best. Our anemones are looking really beautiful, as is this allium. A couple more coming through, and a lot of buds. Oh, little ladybird. Can you see it? Lots of buds on the peonies. It's not going to be long until this area is full of colour. It's crazy. I was actually watching, or looking back at some old pictures rather, and even in early May last year, this section was full of bloom and colour. Just goes to show that the weather in early spring has such a huge impact on the progress of your garden. Something just arrived while I was down in the garden. Excuse all of the mugs which need to go in the dishwasher. This shows how many cups of coffee Charlie has been making for the chaps outside in the garden today. But this delivery has just arrived from Footwear, and it's the world's first subscription club for alcohol-free spirits. I thought that was an amazing idea. So many of these subscriptions and delivery services have come out of lockdown, and I think it is a fantastic idea. So it comes with a selection of snacks, firstly, a few of which Charlie has just told me he's already snuffled, so they must have been irresistible. So we've got some olive snacks, and I think the other ones were, I think there was some sweet snacks as well. But then the main event is, so I guess the idea is to try out some different non-alcoholic liqueurs, spirits. So this is Lyre's Dry London Spirit, impossibly crafted non-alcoholic spirits. I quite like the pigeon logo, and they also have a little can of pre-made non-alcoholic sparkling, Italian-inspired sparkling with a crisp dry finish. So maybe that's going to be like a G&T or something along those lines in a can, a non-alcoholic version. Such a great idea. And Charlie and I were just saying the other day that there's been a huge boom in non-alcoholic spirits, and I think that more and more people are not drinking for many variety of reasons. So this is just, yeah, a really fab idea. A few different artisan mixers. What's this? The Art of Mixing. Bubbly soda water, pink citrus tonic, and classic London tonic. And then the cocktail set also came with some honey syrup, lemon, and limes. Now, they've also very kindly shared 50% off your first box and 25% off the next 3 boxes using this code 50531. But you've only got until, when's this video going live? You've only got until tomorrow to use it. So if this is something that you like the sound of, nice little gift idea potentially for the non-drinker or the low alcohol drinker in your life. Really lovely idea. Thank you very much for sending this, Footwear. So I've come in to make some dinner, and I'm going to share with you quickly again my vegan mac and cheese Thermomix recipe. If I can, if I'm not infringing any copyright, I will leave the exact recipe link down below. But just in case I can't, I'll give you the kind of overview. Gosh, my voice. I will give you the overview. So what you want to do is start with, and yes, you could probably do this with a normal blender and a hob, but as always, Thermomix just makes it super duper easy. So in the, what do you call this, container? Bowl at the moment, I have got 100 grams of cashew nuts, and you can basically, this is the home screen, you can just swipe to the side to go to the scales to do your weighing in the machine as well. 100 grams of cashew nuts, and it says on the recipe, garlic to taste. Now I quite like garlic, as does Charlie, so I've got 4 garlic bulbs in there, oh my goodness. And the instruction is to waz these together, 7 seconds, speed 7. So let's waz them up. Obviously the Thermomix does blend exceptionally well, but it is many things as well as a blender. So this is my cashew and garlic mix. Now the other ingredients within this recipe are nutritional savory yeast, 400 grams-ish of any vegan milk, so almond milk for example, 1.5 tablespoons of corn flour, 50 grams of olive oil. In fact, I'm not going to be doing any copyright by sharing this recipe with you because it's literally a Thermomix recipe. A tablespoon of fresh lemon juice and 2 tablespoons of veggie stock. And did I mention corn flour? Yes, I did. And what Charlie and I love to do is actually just blend in loads of other vegetables as well. So say, for example, we've got some leeks in the fridge. In fact, let's go and have a little look. In the shower? Aha, okay, we have got some broccoli, and broccoli to normal people, is one of my favourite things. Gosh, I've only got one hand with the camera, to blend up in the sauce, because at the next stage you literally just add in all the rest of the ingredients. So broccoli, hispy cabbage, asparagus, purple sprouting broccoli. I think that, oh, is that some sprouts? Oh no, that's my gnocchi, I need to eat that. I think that will be enough, just that little extra bit of broccoli. Charlie and I aren't actually vegan, we just do meat-free in the week, so you can definitely get vegan pasta. This is just normal pasta, so it's probably got egg in it, but that's up to you. So all of these other ingredients are going to go into the Thermomix, and then now everything is in the Thermomix mixing bowl. This is where it gets rather incredible and shows Thermomix's true capabilities. So we are going to be adding temperature to this. I'm going to be cooking as well as making my sauce in here. So first of all, we are going to set the time. I think we need about 7 minutes. 9 minutes, that'll do, because I've got some extra veg in. We want to go to 90 degrees. And I want this stirring, but also slightly chopping up my vegetables. So I'm going to go with speed of 4. It's going to be a little bit loud, but in 9 minutes time we will have the perfect vegan mac and cheese sauce. Okay, the pasta is done and the sauce is done. Let's hope it's the right consistency. That looks pretty good to me. I had a little bit of broccoli left over, so I'm just going to whack that in with the pasta. I have to say this would be a really good recipe for any mums that want to have a little bit more veg in their babies' diets, or people like me that just don't eat many vegetables, but mac and cheese can make you enjoy them. Okay, so this is the sauce. It is a little bit thicker than I would have loved, but it's fine. It's kind of a mac and cheese, kind of just a pasta bake, really. Yeah, probably should have done this in a bigger dish, but what I'm going to do is just kind of stir it in a little bit, because there's a lot of sauce to go on here. Good thing about rigatoni, you can try and pour it down the holes and get it further into the dish, trying not to spill it over the edge, because if you do, it just burns in the oven. You don't have to put it in the oven, but personally I think it tastes better if there's some crispy bits, and it's just a nightmare to clean if you get it on the sides. Okay, and now I'm just going to add a little bit more pepper. Oh, that was salt. A little bit more pepper onto the top. And what I like to do to add a little bit of crunch is add some pine nuts to the top as well. And I always think a little bit of nutmeg finishes off this dish really nicely. So this is ready to go in the Aga for, well, pretty much the time that it takes me to get the dishes out and do the washing up, because then you can just sit back and relax, and all you've got to wash then is this. So while I'm washing the Thermomix and everything up, this will be baking, and then it is time for dinner. One more thing that I like to do with this dish is actually use the Thermomix self-clean setting. So this is a little bit of warm water and a tiny bit of fairy liquid, and then pre-clean, pop the lid on. This will clean the bowl and the lid, and then I just put it to the universal clean and let it do its thing. So in the time it took me to do the washing up and wipe the kitchen surfaces, it is now done. You can see it's just gone ever so slightly brown and crispy on the top there. Smelling delicious. So now all I need to do is serve, enjoy, and then this is the only thing that I need to wash up, which can probably go in the dishwasher. So darlings, I'm going to tuck in. I will see you tomorrow. Good morning, my darlings. It is now Tuesday morning, another glorious morning. I actually managed to wake up naturally at about 5:45 this morning. I say woke up naturally, I think some crows were having a bit of a fight on the chimney stacks. But yeah, felt really good to get up and about early this morning. It's still only 7:30. I have done a 30-minute Pilates class. I followed one of Lottie Murphy's Pilates. It was the full body Pilates on her YouTube channel, and that was great. I think I'm going to try and alternate Peloton and Pilates just to get myself back into the swing. And I was wearing my Sweaty Betty Respin Edit leggings. These are my favourites. Actually, I'm head to toe Sweaty Betty. This is a new kind of zip up hoodie from them, and it's actually a yoga bra, but to be honest, with boobs as small as mine, I think this will be fine as a sports bra as well. You might be able to see my laundry just here. And I thought we would go into Charlie's dressing room together. He's at her farmhouse gym this morning with a PT, because his dressing room is now totally complete. There are a few little hiccups with his dressing room. We had Andrew come and repaint it, and we had a local interior decorator, Caroline, who did all of the, there's my laundry there as well. She did all the window seats, so she's done some furnishing in there. It looks really, really good, and I don't think I've updated you on that in so long. So in case you don't know, basically this is our master bedroom and our bathroom, and then through this little door is Charlie's dressing room. Let's turn on the lights. So you can see he went for a matte navy, which is actually a very challenging colour to paint, especially when your wall texture is not straight or even like it is in here. But it's had a couple of coats now and it's looking really good. He's just like me, he hides his mess in the dressing room, but I'm still going to aim to show you anyway. Let me pop down. So we have a new wooden top here on the bench. I feel like he's going to be annoyed that I'm showing it to you and it's not tidy. I didn't even tell him I was coming in here. But this is, this boy loves shoes as much as I do. Nicholson's chaps are here. Ooh, what are they doing? I think they're putting some more compost on the flower beds. So he now has this lovely greeny, mustardy, yellowy window seat in this velvet, and you can see Caroline's cut it exactly to the window. This little section here is his trainer section. Wow, he has a lot of trainers. And also a new addition is this rail up here. So he's got a brass rail for his jackets and his gilets. I've never known a chap to have quite so many gilets, or Chelsea boots for that matter. And then obviously you can see the reflection of this little shoe section here, which looks great. This curvature is such a good use of space for this room. It still feels really big in here. It's still a really nice wide walkway, and yet there is a lot of storage. So he's got t-shirts and knits up here. He's got a drawer just for his spectacles. Don't know what's in those, but I think we should just avoid rummaging through all the drawers. Section here for trousers, cord trousers, jeans hanging there. And then what do we have in here? Suede jackets, more knitwear. And then this section here, which opens via a, what would you call it? Concertina door, is quite cool. It's got his smarter shoes down here, and then this section pulls all the way out because there was actually this strange like hole in the wall behind here. So now it is filled with his smart jackets. That's a nice one. So this is Charlie's finished dressing room. I really should have got him to tidy it before showing you in here, but thought I'd give you an update. So I have been getting a few comments like, Josie, we've seen your dressing room finished, haven't seen Charlie's, and it really is only this last like 2 weeks that we've had the wood top on that bench and the rail put in. So now he's finally happy, because there were quite a few hiccups along the process making this room, and Charlie is such a stickler for the details. Like he could be like a top hotel tester outerer, because he's got such a fine eye for details, and just wanted this room, rightly so, because he wanted his room to be perfect. So yeah, he's very chuffed with it now. I find the overhead spotlights quite harsh, but it's nice that he's got the LED lights in the cupboards. These must be different to my LED lights because my camera doesn't seem to mind these, whereas the ones in my dressing room it absolutely hates. But anyway, light off, and that is Charlie's secret dressing room. So here's another little garden update for you. Excuse my crunching. So these two here are the borders that Charlie and I put in last weekend, and the Nicholson chaps are putting some irrigation in. So they've just installed this hose pipe. It's called a leaky hose. It's got little holes in it, and that will connect up to our hose pipe over here. Just means that the roots will get all the water that they need on a timer. We don't need to come out here with a hose pipe and water everything, which is great because this is a south facing wall, so it gets a lot of sun, which means we need to give things a lot of water so they grow. This wisteria isn't going to flower as much this year because we had to really be quite brutal with cutting it back and pinning it up to the wall earlier in the year, which is not peak wisteria, what's the word, pruning season, but we just had to do it. Hopefully a few more blooms will come out because this time last year it was just like a purple waterfall on this wall. It looked so stunning. But I think next year, 2022, it'll be back to its full glory. And then this is the timer that's gone in on the hose pipe, and our carpenter made this wood cover. So actually it's quite unattractive, but luckily we can put the wood cover over the top, and then we've put this bit of flagstone that we had left over down here so we don't have to tread on the flower beds to access it. We've got a new hydrangea here, that's a jasmine leaning up against the wall. The Photinia we've trimmed back so that again that comes up to a really nice shape next year. Leaky hose installed all down here, and it looks like they've got the compost ready to get this flower bed ready to go. This lovely wisteria here was actually a very kind gift from our friends Lydia and Ali, and it is a pink wisteria which is just going to look absolutely incredible. I'm sure one day they will probably meet in the middle. I was really surprised to see it actually blooming already. I didn't think wisteria bloomed until they were a few years old, but as you can see we've also put some training wire up on the wall to help them to grow. And then I think this here is a jasmine which will have stunning white flowers. So this wall, it won't be too long until it's completely covered because it does look a little bit bare from our bedroom windows at the moment. And then while I'm here, I just have to show you my favourite tree in the garden. I honestly in my whole life have never seen a tree come into such blossom as this tree does. It is absolutely spectacular. Every branch, every inch of this tree, even down the branches, is just covered in blossom, and it is so beautiful. Look at that view. Gosh, it's like a postcard. And this whole tree is just buzzing with little bumblebees and other items pollinating themselves.
My tape measure anywhere, have you?
Today has become one of those days where I'm not actually planning on taking my gym gear off. I didn't get hugely sweaty doing my Pilates this morning. Unfortunately, I have just eaten a Love Raw bar with dark chocolate, and I've got a little bit on my jumper, so that is a real pain. Literally still wearing my sports bra from earlier, but Charlie just suggested that we dash to Daylesford to go and get some lunch, and that is a plan that I am very happy with. It's just started raining, which is a little bit miserable, but nothing that a chai latte and a box of Daylesford salad can't make up for. We're very impressed that Daylesford have managed to get some David Austin roses because there is a shortage this year.
The climbers that don't seem to be anywhere.
Yeah, they only have bare root, which is when they're not like planted, so they can be about a year delayed. If you get the bare root ones, it takes them about a year to settle in, but they've got loads of actual planted ones here.
These are all shrubs. I think the climbers are all just how nice is that, silver birch?
Beautiful. Of course, Daylesford have the bougiest shopping trolleys I have ever seen. Just finished our lunch and we have taken another very exciting delivery. You may not be able to tell that it's different, but this is in fact a new rug, and we ordered this one from Soho Home.
It's much
surprise,
bigger,
surprise. It is about a third bigger than the old one.
It's funny because it's a third bigger, but it could still be a little bit bigger, but I think it's perfect because also rugs can be a bit of a tripping hazard.
Yeah.
And the key thing is here, we want obviously the sofa. What would you call this? The sort of console table.
Yeah.
I think these get brought forward so that they're like.
Yeah, just the front feet, I would say.
That's always the challenge. That's what Soho Home House. So I've got a croaky voice. That's what Soho Houses get so right. Is the side tables sort of fit seamlessly in the room, so it doesn't look like, oh, there's a side table.
Yeah.
But whenever you're sat anywhere in any of the houses,
there's always a little side table.
Someone to put a drink.
I don't think I actually showed you guys this. I showed you us putting it into our car in Broadway, but this is our incredible new antique leather armchair. And is it not just so perfect?
Barrel back armchair.
When you consider that the furniture colours that we're going for in this room are like these warm red tones, terracotta tones, and then this mustardy amber shade, like these cognac. I would say it's more brown. Really?
That's cognac. Yeah.
Well, it is fabulous. It was definitely an investment piece, and we've got another little side table there. Is this the new side table?
No, the new one's over there.
This one.
So what we need to work out, we're still finding our feet with this room, so we have made very few big mistakes in this house, but one was the light fittings in this room.
I mean, I wouldn't call it a big mistake.
No,
They're not horrific.
No. But what I mean is that they weren't cheap, and we don't have a place for them in this house.
No.
What we have realised is they're pretty. They look lovely in a London house.
They would.
Also, they're quite harsh because of the glass.
Well, in this room, you want more of a dim light, so we need a cap, a lampshade.
We want it to be more like downlit.
Yeah. So let's get this room back into position, shall we? The size of this rug is definitely a lot better in this room. It makes the space actually feel bigger. I always think that your eye is drawn to the rug area, and that is where that's the size of the room in your eye. So it's just made this area feel a lot bigger. What we're on the lookout for is two really beautiful statement lamps for this. We noticed that in practically everywhere that we've been where the interiors has been great, they have a bench behind the sofa like this with two statement lamps on it, and also be great for adding a little bit of height to the room. I think we are on the lookout for some kind of bookcase for this back section as well. So it's slowly but surely we're getting there with the drawing room.
Still sort of quite a bit of work in progress, I would say. But
yeah.
I mean, that's just temporary while
it'll look great when we got the lamps.
Yeah, and then I think if you imagine that this table is maybe then it gets kept out that way and it just gets brought in when we've got guests. And then obviously that armchair's for straw top, isn't it?
Looking good. It has come to that time of the day where I cannot wait to take my makeup off. I did top it up a little bit to film some stories earlier, and now I think the foundation that I put on is a little bit too pale. I just want to get it off, so I'm going to go and do some cleansing in a minute. But my Tuesday video has just gone live, so I thought I would do my question of the day. It's been live for 56 minutes, and I've noticed a couple of hashtag QOTD in the questions. This one's quite interesting. So Alyssa has asked, what has been a regretful sponsorship with a brand? That is such a good question. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here. I shared a couple of stories to my close friend list on Instagram today, basically naming and shaming a humongous company. Like you all will have bought something from this company that finally sent me remittance advice, which is basically a payment slip saying they're going to pay me on the 21st of May for a job that I did in December 2017. Can you believe it? 4 years that invoice is overdue. I think I probably talk about this more openly than most YouTubers, but I've noticed a lot of kind of financially questions, and that is definitely one downside. And I do regret working with that company because I guess I was blindsided by what an amazing company it was. I bought their products for many years, but I had heard that they were quite bad at paying, but I did not expect them to be 4 years bad at paying, so that was definitely a regretful sponsorship. Are there any more sponsorships that I regret? There is one other example that I can think of, and I'm not going to name and shame the brand, but this was, I would say, before I grew my balls to actually explain to brands what I think and I know will work well on my channel. But I was so blown away to have the opportunity to work with this particular brand that I just said yes to whatever they asked me to do. And what they essentially asked me to do was do a full-on video only about my skincare routine and only using their products. And because I loved their products, I was like, yes, absolutely, I'll do that for you. Filmed it and it just bombed. It got the worst reaction I think I've ever got for a video, because it literally was like an 8-minute advert. And obviously a lot of my videos contain sponsorships with brands. It's literally my income, that's my salary, that's how I'm able to do this as my job. But I try really, well, I only obviously work with brands that I love and I use and I would 100% recommend. But now I'm also really strict with how I work with brands, in that it has to be a very natural integration. Like if I can't talk about a product naturally, then I just won't accept the job. Whereas this one, I hadn't been doing it long enough to explain that that's how I like to do things. And I guess it was one of my early sponsored videos, so I probably didn't know that that was my way of filming things. It takes a while to find your feet, but yeah, it performed really badly. Loads of people were like, Josie, don't enjoy sitting through an 8-minute advert. So I think I lost a little bit of touch with my audience for that one. So that would be my other regretful sponsorship. But let's see if there are any more. Grace has said, #question of the day, I believe that you are very good at textiles. 1 in 3 people in the UK got the score you did in the year you completed your GCSEs. Yes, I am a super subscriber. Well done, Grace. I'm so impressed that you remembered that. I have done Q&A videos in the past. I think Grace probably remembers that information from there. So what was your favourite and least favourite subjects at secondary school? I would say my least favourite was definitely maths, and I have to say I'm glad I did it for GCSE. Obviously you have to do it for GCSE, but I just kind of wish that schools didn't place quite as much importance on it, because yes, it's useful for like common knowledge and like quick sums in your head, but when do we ever use quadratic equations? I wish there was a kind of finishing school subject, and not just like the finishing school, like the fashion one, the finishing school, which is like etiquette, although that would be lovely. But I wish that there was a class that was like life skills, because for example, mortgages, pensions, paying your taxes, that is far more important in my opinion than learning how to do a quadratic equation, and yet we're not taught that in school. So I wish that life lessons was a lesson. But as for my favourite, I would say it probably was textiles. I loved researching fashion, I loved talking about it, I loved drawing it, I loved creating it. It was a real mixture between creative, like actually physically making, and studying, so I just absolutely adored that. And I think a lot of what I know now is thanks to that, and especially then going on to do a degree in that subject. Any more question of the days? I'll do one more from Jess, and she has asked for the best lunch spot in the Cotswolds for my birthday next week. Well, I have to say my new favourite is the Double Red Duke that we went to last week. We're booked to go again on Sunday, and I'm hoping to book it for a friend's hen do in August as well, and I hope to go many times between now and August. If you like steak and chips and just proper good pub food but in an elevated way, I'll show you again, I'll vlog again when we go on Sunday, but yeah. Amazing place in a beautiful village as well, so I'd recommend trying there. The Wild Rabbit in Chignon, the Checkers at Churchill, the Swan at Ascot under Wychford, the Ligon Arms. These are all amazing places to go for lunch in the Cotswolds, so I hope that helps. I still haven't done my blog post. I'm going to do it this weekend, I promise you. Okay, so I've got about half an hour more. What time is it? 6 o'clock. I'm going to do another half an hour on my emails, and then I'm going to go and take my makeup off. And you know what? I might actually do a Peloton this evening. Even though I did Pilates this morning, I have been in my gym gear all day, feeling very lazy for not getting changed. So maybe I'll do a quick blitz on the Peloton to make up for it. Later, and I did a 30 minutes, gosh, my screen is so dirty, I hope the lens isn't as dirty as the screen. I did a 30-minute Justin Bieber ride. I did a 30-minute Justin Bieber ride, which was great. It was tough, it was sweaty, and then I had an ultra pampering shower, and I'm now in clean pajamas. These are my favorite, just cozy cotton ones from Intimissimi. They've got very cute little ruffles. They're just, you know, when you want to be cozy and cute and you don't care about looking sexy. That is literally these pajamas. Not that they're not sexy, but they're cute pajamas, and a clean dressing gown. And darlings, my battery is flashing, so the camera's about to die, and I'm gonna bid you farewell. Thank you for watching this vlog. It has been a long one with lots of various different segments. I hope you enjoyed this wonderful and mad mix. We have a fashion video coming your way next, which I really hope you're looking forward to. In fact, the video coming up next includes my favourite outfit, I think, of all time within it at the end. So stay tuned for that. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.